Welcome back, welcome back. This is Nick Jancev, holistic health coach for anxiety. Welcome back to another podcast. Today I had a wonderful thought about what do we do? What do we do to get distracted? So the topic today is finding solace or finding peace in healthy distractions of alleviating anxiety and depression. So yeah, we need to we need to get off the track. We need to get off the overthinking. Anything that stops us from just thinking on one particular, getting locked in that particular thought, the mind track. What do we do to get out of that? Because the more you stay in anxiety, the more it compounds anxiety on top of anxiety, and that we basically what we're doing is feeding the sensation, feeding the cortisol, getting addicted to the cortisol level. The more we can be very addicted to that. Actually, a lot of people who are suffering anxiety or depression have something called the overstimulating um, amygdala. All right, and they can't get off. It's like a habit. Everything's a habit. So the moment we keep thinking about the same thing, and there's nothing healthy about that. So what can we do to become healthier in the mind? Is to somehow have some mechanisms or practice or ritual to get out of that. A lot of us meditate, a lot of us go walking, as a distraction. Again, not taking the heavy thoughts on board. What can we do? What do you do? What's actually work for you? Uh, you as a listener or someone that might be going through some challenges here at the moment, right now with some anxiety. What do you do? What's work for you? So, I think this is what I wanted to base it on. Yeah, I know I mentioned on the last podcast that uh, a client of mine that, you know, he's got some stuff going on, right? He had some stuff going on, a lot of stuff going on. And the best thing that came out of our discussion and coaching session is that we came out with a solution and also looked at his distraction mechanisms. So what can we do to help to have healthy distractions and then what happens here? We can actually, work with the mind, create our own calm patterns and have calming relaxation patterns to rely on. And do we do some kind of breathing or what can we do? What else can we do? Do we have some hobbies that you can rely on? We've got to have a life balance. Sometimes because we don't have a life balance, there's so much going on that we get stuck to life, right? Whatever your situation is at the moment and whatever you're going through, this is called stuckness. So let's have a look at the topic a bit further here today. Yeah, we are definitely in a fast, all the time, traveling on the fast lane, very demanding world, leading us to depression, anxiety. You got to cope with a lot of things in life, right? And it is a big concern for us on a mental health and big concern for us. So we can get stuck into that. And today I was entering a few anxiety support groups, and I mentioned that we just need to know how to surrender. Give it up, surrender to it. Why fight it? Thing is, our ego is trying to protect us, is protecting us from something, or believes it's protecting us from something. What if you said, nah, stuff it, just give it up. Give it up. Stop the thinking. What it'll take for you to give it up? And yeah, I know when we got family stuff and kids and financial burdens and you don't have a healthy relationships and you got trauma bonding, that's not cool, right? I understand that. Been there, done that. But what can you do to just say, okay, what's a healthy solutions? What at the moment I'm feeling that's regurgitating, it's forever looping in my mind. So what do I do to give it up? And what do I do to come to a calm solution and a balanced state where I can enjoy my homeostatic state where I'm so much balanced, my body's been healed in this homeostatic balance, the sweet spot of my life. I need to be there more. I need to condition myself to be there more. So what can we do to incorporate these healthy distractions into our daily lives? So there's plenty of support out there. So yeah, it's always good to just immerse ourselves in this. So we need to be able to actively divert our attention from heavy thinking. Not only, this will give us like a temporary relief, but also promotes overall well-being. Isn't that good? Where you can have an anchor. Last time we talked about NLP, and if you can, go to index finger and thumb and practice. Just if you're very calm, keep pressing that space and feel calm. Use some, nice words and yeah, I feel calm. I feel calm as I'm pressing. I'm creating an anchor. This is an NLP technique. I also mentioned that earlier. So how can you stay calm? What's your distraction? So maybe like a mudra, when my mind is relaxed, my body is relaxed, my body is relaxed, my mind is relaxed. We can go with that. But yeah, there's a little bit of tips in NLP how we can reprogram our minds and have an anchor to put us back into balance and a healthy distraction. So let's look at some benefits and healthy distractions for us all who are challenged by anxiety, depression, and yeah, this maybe we can look into some resources. So, what's the benefits um, about about this? So, it can promote relaxation. Engaging distractions can help us calm down the mind and relax the body. Activities such as reading, listening, and music or practicing mindfulness can redirect our focus and provide much needed break from anxiety-inducing thoughts. We have to just hop it. What do you need? Question is, what do you need to let go now of? And what would that be like for you right now if you let go of something that can help you? Here's another one, encouraging positive thinking. How can you reframe the mind, the thoughts to encourage ourselves to do positive thinking? This positive distraction allows us to shift our attention towards more, productive and positive. And then we'll go into the uplifting past experiences. We can tap into that bank of beautiful past experiences, positive experiences. Maybe we can participate in hobbies such as painting, gardening, playing a musical instrument, foster a sense of accomplishment and boost self-esteem. This will reduce the impact of negative thinking and thoughts. It's a very worthwhile thing to do. What about moving into social connections? Healthy distractions often involve social interaction, which can alleviate feelings of loneliness, right? And isolation. Join your sports team, attend the group fitness classes. You have to get out of your four walls, or even become a volunteer in a community project, and you're collectively working together towards something nice. This provides opportunity to connect with others, and again gives you this sense of belonging, support groups. So yeah, what's a healthy distraction? We can't keep whinging about our situation. We need to do something about it. You can be caught forever in this, and caught forever. We can whinge about it, or we can actually do something about it. And here's our chance to learn coping mechanism, a healthy distraction. We can go into increasing the mindfulness, like mindfulness practice such as yoga, meditation. This will help with anxiety, depression. It'll develop a greater awareness of our thoughts and emotions and where they're coming from. And again, key word, what is it you need to let go of to be more emotionally stable? Now, once we all start, or you start practicing mindfulness, you can observe your feelings without judgment and cultivate a more balanced perspective on our mental health challenges. Yeah, I remember a time when anxiety took control of me. It doesn't take much to spark that that negative energy. It could be anything that we are holding tight on, that our ego is consistently kind of protecting, again, not letting go. The constant worry and overthinking seem never ending. There's many writers and authors out there who always go through some divorce or some case, or where they have to surrender a lot of money, like We're talking people like lawyers who are addicted to money, right? Who have to share half of what they earned, and they felt unsatisfied when they had to give halfway because maybe their wife would, depending on their relationship, who knows their story, but there's many people crying that I've lost everything and or lost some of it, and I had small kids to support, and now I'm catching up, trying to be better, and they're writers of like quantum physics and mechanics, and said we now can, I can now see the bright light of creating a new future for myself, and they've written books and many things on it. Yep. So yeah. Yeah, for me, yeah, I had a constant worry many years ago. I had to really, come and looking back at it now, I was really overthinking. It was never ending. I just couldn't. I felt hopeless and sadness. I couldn't let go. I couldn't let go. I couldn't surrender to it. I had to protect it. I've come from a very, like that guy who's a writer and I just mentioned earlier. He lost a lot of capital and a lot of time that he invested into himself and his work. Like that, most of our things, we can't let go of this amounts of money because it's our security blanket, and we think that's the end. I put so much effort and time and energy and life into that. I put all my spirit into that, and I just can't let go. So for me, one day I stumbled upon the power of healthy distractions, and you know, um, I did a lot of hiking, right? Hiking up the mountains with a group. You know, I started journaling a lot. Yeah, that was my routine. A lot of hiking. I even created hiking groups. I managed them. And these were a lot of wonderful distraction, allowed me to kind of shift my focus away from my anxieties, and they didn't appear too much to me. So that was great. I also had this sense of fulfillment. So I had a healthy distraction by being the leader of a walking group, for example, or being a leader of something. And I began to, I began to regain my control over my mental well-being, and the anxiety had no longer dominated my thoughts. This is the key. So I felt wonderful there, and these healthy distractions become my tools. So what you have to develop? You have to develop your own tools for self-care, and for me, they provided me with a much needed, respite from the daily struggles of anxiety, depression, and a lot of work. So it's healthy to have a hobby apart from your work and have a distraction. Give yourself the mind, because if you stay idle, and you can get addicted to many other things, and um, all kind of like in drinking alcohol, whatnots, and these are kind of substances and substance abuse that's very addictive. So we don't want to go with that as a distraction. But then again, everyone to their own. And now I just want to mention some resources to so you guys can explore a little further. There's plenty of mindfulness apps, like Headspace, Calm, Inside Time is a good one, which offers guided meditation, mindfulness, and exercise to cultivate the sense of calm and awareness. There's also like online communities. Join online forums, support groups focused on anxiety and depression, such anxiety support groups, Anxiety Depression Groups Association of America, ADAA, and there's the Psych, the Psych Central, to connect with others facing similar challenges, sharing your story, exchanging coping strategies. Like what I'm doing here. I'm sharing the strategies that'll, someone who'll listen and will come on board, or someone that needs to listen to this, or if you have someone, you can pass this on to them. They might be immerse themselves in their own healing. You know, we're all together in this. No one is alone. So also creative outlets like discover artistic pursuits like painting, writing, photography. I got a lot of people who are into friends of mine who are in photography, and that works wonders for them. Websites like Skillshare and YouTube, they offer tutorial class to help you develop this photography skills or painting. It's all there. Also, physical activities such as yoga is lovely. It's also working the mind, running or dancing or which releases endorphin. I mentioned earlier about the five rhythm dance, which really worthwhile looking at. Um, you know, there's a group Yeah, group dancing. It's just wonderful to release the body and the mind through dancing. And also, it's probably the most best way to alleviate anxiety through dance. You don't have to be a ballet dancer. You don't have to know. It's all this contemporary creative tunes, listen to music and bop and move. The idea is to move your thighs, move your body, leave your mind alone. And so, my friends, we're coming to the end of this podcast. Healthy distractions in our lives are very valuable things to do and tools to adapt to, especially for folks who are challenged by anxiety and depression, who are going through these moments at the moment. And by promoting relaxation, any kind of relaxation, just encourage positive thinking, enhance social connections. So do that, increasing mindfulness and distractions offer a respite from heavy thinking and provide a pathway towards improving mental well-being. So yeah, let's all get onto this and tap into this. And yeah, everyone's journey is unique, and so I hope that you know you can have a go and experiment with different distractions. They'll find what works best for you, and embrace the power of the healthy distractions, and then embark on a path towards. Don't stay in idle. Let's keep on with keeping on self-discovery, and yeah, let's just keep going. Yeah, so I know some of us who've got anxiety, can be agoraphobic or inbound, and we need to do something called exposure therapy. Uh, Even one thing I've also just to mention, another beautiful distraction is something called laughing yoga laughter. Yeah, look it up. That's a really cool thing to do. Laughter yoga. Yeah, it's worldwide, and it just allows you to come out of your seriousness, to come out of your distractions, and it's just amazing the difference it makes on our life once we keep practicing. A lot of people have sidetracked and sidestepped, anxiety, depression just by surrendering, you know, getting rid of that or distract themselves from healthy distractions from the heavy mind, the heavy looping. Yes. All right, my friend. Normally, my friends, I'd have a meditation on this, but today, um, not today, but no problem. So maybe at the next one, next topic, whichever comes up, how we can live a wonderful, balanced life and be more in a homeostatic state of our balanced system. Yes, so I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. If you feel like someone can hear it and wants to hear this, or someone that's going through some anxiety, maybe you can subscribe and pass this on to them, link them to them, and by all means, we're all in together. Until our next episode, thank you for joining me on this podcast, and I hope you found lots of value out of it. This is Nick Jancev, Holistic Health Coach for Anxiety. Till our next podcast, namaste, my friends.